All right, okay, so this is the school, the Brown Hall School, and this is going to be first floor. We've only pretty much been diagnosing the first floor here. Interestingly enough, if you can look at, you can follow what I'm doing here, and this is going to be a little bit complicated, but I've written down here, based on when the thermostats turn on, which zone is controlling based on room. So there's room and zone. Okay, so again, if you follow me on this, they ran it a little bit strange. I thought this would have been different, but this is definitely not what they did here. I still have to find the dampers. So this is just diagnosing what's actually happening so you get an idea. So 101 is zone 4, okay? 102 is zone 3. 103 is zone 1, which is, that part confused me, but that's how they ran it. 104 is zone 2. So this part, I'm just going to point this out. I'm going to ask them, but zone 1 is 103, and that one does get hot. That one has no damper on it. So if you see here, there is no damper. Okay, so because there is no damper, this is actually getting most of the bypass. They're not feeling it because that room is larger, and it's farther away from the unit. That's why they're not complaining. All these other ones, the dampers actually don't work. And if you see here, room 104 is the director's office, that's zone 2. That has a damper, but the strange thing is, well, it's not strange, but dampering that actually it would do nothing in this case because that room is bigger and it only has an 8-inch duct going to it. So it never really gets that hot unless these were all running. So that damper actually doesn't work. When I turn all of them, this one turns on, and then zone 3 is also bad. You see I pigtailed this to test it, and this board is good. So the damper actually doesn't work. You can see in here it's off purge and everything's working. I've actually disconnected zone 3 damper to kind of test all this. So this is giving me power close and power open. So this one's actually fine. The board itself is actually fine. So all these dampers are actually not working. The one for 104, or actually no, the zone 4. The one for the room downstairs, directly below us, I think that would be zone room 101 in this case. In 101, actually, that damper doesn't work. It actually is stuck closed halfway because they may have done a bleed, and that zone is actually stuck closed. So it's still bleeding like a certain percentage past the damper. And that's why that one doesn't get hot. And then the zone next to it gets really hot because this one's actually stuck halfway closed, and then this one's completely open and it's just bleeding back. So that's actually what's happening there, okay? And these are, well, based on the wiring, power open, power close dampers, not spring open, power close. So I'm going to need to find out where these dampers are, and then from there I can make a decision on what I can do with all this. Because again, zone 1 doesn't have a damper, and if anything, this should have been switched, whereas zone 4, which is director's office, should have no damper if they wanted no damper, and this should have been moved here, but it's not possible at this point because I don't know what they wired, because it's just no damper on zone 1, which is room 102. Or sorry, 103, which is the one on the way back, the room. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this all back together, put all this wiring back together, and then I'm gonna go find out where the dampers are. I see an access hatch on the bottom, and I'm just gonna have to go look for it. So it's one of those things. So anyway, on to the next video.